Okay, thank you for being here today. I want to welcome everybody and just say hello to a few people in the audience. Dedrick Faison, Jermaine O'Neal's business manager, is here. His lovely wife, Nisha, joins us at the dais. And we'd certainly like to welcome Jermaine O'Neal as the newest Toronto Raptor. This is a very exciting day as we talk about the upcoming season. We look at it with optimism. It's not often that you can add a player with, the kind of experience and talent that Jermaine has. We're talking about a very young player at 30 who's played 12 seasons in the NBA and, a six-time All-Star. I think his statistics and his performance speaks for itself. But when you talk about the level of talent that we've added now to the roster and to the core of players that we feel is already a very competitive group, we just think that this season bodes very well for us basketball-wise. So we're going to, now have Sam talk a little bit about the basketball aspect of things, why we looked at this. But I can certainly tell you that of all the transactions that were contemplated in the so-called TJ Ford sweepstakes, this transaction for Jermaine O'Neal was clearly the #1 rated deal that we looked at from the very beginning. And it's been somewhat of a wild 2.5 months since the end of the season. Been through a lot of things, a lot of information, the draft process, and again, adding Jermaine was top of the list. And I know that the guy more excited than me is sitting right here to my right.
How you guys doing today? Like Brian said, when you look at all the trade scenarios and things that we talked about having that pick at the 17th pick, and I tell my friends now when they call me, some of my fellow coaches, Michael Curry in Detroit, I laugh and joke with him that my 17th pick has the ability to average 20 points and 10 rebounds and got 12 years experience and a 6-time All-Star. And when you look at what he brings to our basketball team, more leadership, a veteran, a guy that can score and rebound the basketball, some things that we desperately needed to keep advancing and give ourselves a chance to compete in the East and to have a chance to win a title. He fits the bill, and I'm extremely excited and feel fortunate to have an opportunity to coach him and Chris Bosh and Jose and Jamario and Anthony Park and the other guys that we have. I feel like we're putting together not only a good group of young men, but very talented basketball team. And I myself and Brian and I talking about this, I went back, going back watching some old San Antonio games with David Robinson and Tim Duncan first year, the year they won a championship together. Just getting an idea how to use two guys that can score the basketball. And my message to my other players is they better get out and run if they want some shots, because when we come down and set up, the ball's going into Jermaine or Chris, and we're going to play from there. Everything else is fair game, and we're just excited to look at what he brings to our basketball team and gives us an opportunity to win on a nightly basis. The NBA is tough. The East is getting better. I think everybody complained last year. They thought the West had the balance of the power, but again, a team from the East won the title. And if you're going to compete with Boston and Detroit and those teams, you got to get better. And we feel like we couldn't ask for much more in getting a player like Jermaine.
With that, I'd like to introduce Jermaine O'Neal, the newest Raptor.
Well, first of all, I want to thank the ownership, Mr. Colangelo and the management, Coach Mitchell. And most of all, I think the most intriguing thing, obviously I've been out in Las Vegas most of the summer. I've been running into a lot of Canadian Toronto Raptors fans, and they have really made me feel extremely well, not only in Las Vegas but in Philly, and also when I've gotten here. I went on a walk, I think it's Yorkville. Went on a walk with my family and also my business manager, and the reception that I've gotten has been unbelievable. And I'm extremely, extremely excited about being here. I think we have a real chance on doing something very, very special. But we got to do the work. And for me personally, it's kind of like a new life. And obviously, you guys know what myself and my team in Indiana went through the last 4 or 5 years, and it's probably been one of the worst situations that any pro team has been through. And it's a lot more things that went on behind the scenes that kind of wore you down, and it wore me down a little bit mentally, and I started to not really enjoy playing as much as I used to love to play the game. And you know, when I got the call from my agent and he told me there's a possibility about coming here, you know, it was like a rebirth. You know, sometimes you lose that love, and sometimes you need a move or, you know, something else to get that fire back to you. And when I got the call and knowing what type of team and organization and fan base that the Toronto Raptors have, you know, it was like a whole new life, and I was really, really excited about it. I rode like a 4 or 5 day emotional high because I was given the opportunity to come here, and now that I'm here, I'm really ready to roll my sleeves up. My knee is healthy, you know, finally got that situation taken care of, and I'm just ready to play some basketball and then really try to compete for a championship.
Playing beside some great players. Your thoughts on playing beside Chris Bosh?
Man, you know, Chris is he's a player that gives you a lot of different looks. Obviously, he's one of the best players in the game. He's a left-hander who can really do a lot of things. That's, you know, 6'10", 6'11", put the ball on the floor, you know, shoot the jump shot, post up. You know, I think, you know, like Coach Mitchell said, I don't think this league has seen this type of tandem, you know, in a while, since the Tim Duncan, David Robinson era, and I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about all the guys. You know, I think we have great, you know, three-point shooting. I think the thing that I will bring to the team is a different defensive presence. You know, I will clog the middle, take charges, block shots, alter shots. I think, you know, with me and Chris down there kind of covering, you know, the paint, we can really make some special things happen together.
Jermaine, could you take us through your knee problems and how you say it's all better now, what kind of stuff you've been doing on that?
Well, to kind of give you guys a history of my knee, I tore it 2.5 years ago. I tore it slightly and then ended up tearing it a little bit more because I continued to play on it, and it was a meniscus tear, and I didn't want to have the surgery because I wanted to continue to play with the team and be out there for the team. Obviously, the team was going through such a tough time with a lot of off-the-court situations. So, you know, with me not being in there, I knew it was going to really affect the team, and it compromised the health of my knee a little bit. So I ended up, you know, I played on it for 1.5 years. Decided, you know, that I needed to, have the surgery because it was gradually getting worse, and I started missing, you know, a week here, you know, a week there. So I thought it was in my best interest in my career to have the surgery, and ended up having the surgery last summer. Came back a little bit too early. You know, we had a new coach, new system. So I wanted to get out there and be there when the season started, and again I compromised the health of my knee, and it was just the actual surgery was fine. I had bruising on the knee, which caused a lot of swelling, which after that ended up shutting the whole leg down pretty much. You know, from the thigh to the ankle, I had swelling in the leg. So I made pretty much a career move, and that was one of my statements last year when I decided to sit out the 43 straight games. I went out and got independent doctors, some of the best knee specialists, you know, in the country, and they really all came to the conclusion that I needed to sit out and start rehabbing, calm the knee down, and if I wanted to be healthy going into next season, and not only next season but being healthy going into the summer, I had to make that initial move, and we did that. Came back the last 10 games of the regular season just to test the knee out and see, you know, if the rehab was going well. As soon as the season was over, took a week and a half off, and then went out to my home in Las Vegas and checked into the academy, and I've been working ever since. And I feel good. I feel strong. I still have work to do. The knee is healthy, no swelling, you know, no problems. And I have no doubt in my mind that this will be a healthy year for me, and I'm going to play a lot of games.